like very good fight coming up, and last fight Usman almost beat him, but now it's Edwards is gonna be more comfortable, and it's gonna be a good fight. I don't know. I don't have some prediction who is win, but 50-50, and doesn't matter who is gonna be there. And if I beat Alex, I'm gonna be champion on my division, pound for pound best fighter. And if I take second belt, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Kamaru's the better fighter. We saw that in that fight. The reason we all love this sport is because of what happened. When you're on Leon's side of that, there's nothing better in the world. Or than maybe having children. I don't have those, so that might be better. But that's going to be hard to top that. If you win the lottery, probably ain't going to top that. So I think it's a dangerous fight for Kamaru, more dangerous than his last fight with him. The confidence is such a big factor in the sport, and Leon's going to have very high confidence. So ultimately, I think other than that it factor, Kamaru wins.
Thank you.
And he made mistakes in that final round, final moments. He wanted to knock somebody out more than win. And when you're at that level, you cannot make those choices.
Yeah. So just want to get a prediction from you for Usman and Leon Edwards.
Ooh, that's a 50-50 fight. I think, to be honest, I looked at that fight for an angle that I don't think a lot of people saw it. That fight was in Salt Lake City with the altitude. Kamaru trains in Denver on the altitude. Leon is not an altitude where Leon trains in London. And Leon did very good in the first round. I was impressive with the takedown, mount, taking the back. But I think he failed a little bit second, third round. Now going to the second fight, there's no altitude in London. That's freaking Leon's house, Shit. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I think it's going to be super, super close. If I got to give the advantage, it's going to be a little bit from Leon because there's no altitude on this time. Great camp, at home. He even said that he didn't feel good, and he did what he did, the way he did. I think it's going to be a 50-50, maybe a little bit more to Leon Edwards. I think he's in a good momentum right now. He's young, he's hungry. Yeah, I'm going to keep my eyes on this fight.
On Usman and Leon Edwards 3.
I got Leon winning that fight. Usman's a great athlete, great fighter. I heard they took out his. He actually had a bigger role in Wakanda, but I heard they took it out because his role was him head kicking somebody, and then he got head kicked. So it was just kind of like one of those things where they didn't want to fucking do that to him, mess with his head. So yeah, I think Leon gets it done again. Head kick probably, or probably a punch this time, or maybe a submission. I don't know. He just gets it done.
Yeah, just wanted to get your prediction on the trilogy between Leon Edwards and Kamaru Usman.
If the trilogy, I think that, we saw it in this fight. We saw what Kamaru did to him. We saw that Kamaru was on his way to victory. But it's the fight game, and anything can happen in the fight game. One zig when you should have zagged, and you go to sleep. I think that for Leon Edwards, he's going to have to mentally, go through the trenches right now in camp because he broke in there. He showed it. He had his head down, wasn't looking at his coaches. And when the world sees it, it shows us something that you could be broken. So if I'm Kamaru, you're going to go in there right away, take him down right away, do the same thing you did in there. And I think that he'll do that, but you just never know how somebody comes back from a knockout because you don't know how your brain's going to react. You know how your body's going to react. You don't know if it's going to make you hesitate in there. It all depends on the people he has around him, the training he has, the coaches he has around him, because you don't want to go straight back to training. You don't want to go straight back to fighting hard, sparring hard right away. Like I said, I've been knocked out before. I know what it feels like to have that. You want to get it right back, especially because you're dominating that fight. You're on your way to victory. Mentally, you could tell what he's going through. But it's all about just patience. You look at Freddie Roach, he made Manny Pacquiao take a whole year off of sparring or anything because in the end, health before wealth, it's all about your brain. After fighting, there's the life. So for him, it's just all about coming back at the right time when mentally you're ready, physically you're ready, and your body's healthy.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the fight, Kamaru was winning the entire fight until he wasn't, you know. Obviously, he lost the first round. He got taken down. And then it looked like he was on his way to a decision and one little mistake, and that was that. But I think when they do fight again, I think Kamaru will take it. I just think he's a better overall fighter.
Aljamain, just down here. You got to spend some time with Leon Edwards in Abu Dhabi. How do you think he does against Usman in the trilogy?
I mean, that first round was a really good round for him. I do think maybe the pressure might have gotten to him and maybe zapped his energy a bit. I know he talked about that a little bit, not like the pressure, but talked about like kind of, I don't know if he said like he was in a trance almost, like just wasn't pulling the trigger. And in the 11th hour, he managed to do it. I think he's always dangerous throughout the entire fight, and I think that's the difference between him and Usman. As you know, the striker is always more likely to knock you out versus the wrestler who's more likely to grind for 25 minutes or less. So I think that's the difference. He's always going to be dangerous in that regards, but Usman was pretty handily winning that fight and on cruise control on his way to winning. So I would lean towards Usman, but again, one shot, headshot, dead, you know? So that's all it takes. And I'm a big fan of both of those guys, so I feel I'm like torn when I watch that fight. You know, I got a fellow Jamaican, and then I got Usman, someone I've actually hung out with time and time again, and have a little bit of a relationship with. So, yeah, other than that, I don't really know how it's going to go. May the best man win.
Usman. Unless Leon comes and changes his game plan and doesn't get pressed against the cage the whole fight. We'll see.
Is there one of those guys you'd rather fight for a title?
Either one. It doesn't matter. Whoever has the belt, I'll fight him.
I'm looking forward to that, man. Both those guys are tremendous athletes, and both of them are super inspirational, you know, from their stories and just the work that they've put in and the competition that they've faced. I think it's gonna be a great fight. May the best man win.
I think Leon can do it again. You know, I think for rematches, when the younger guy wins the first time, I think he's probably going to win the second time. And I think he's got the skill set to do it. And I think it's Usman's time has been. And yeah, I think Leon will get the win.
That's what makes the beauty of the sport, sort of. I mean, if you're on the side of the winner, of course, because everything can happen. It would be boring if we would always know who would win. And I don't think like in any other sport, fighting is no different. In football, it's not the best team that wins the game. It's the team that play the best the night of the game that will win the game. Fighting is no different. It's not the best fighter that wins the fight. It's the fighter that fight the best the night of the fight. And that night, Kamaru was winning the fight, but he made a crucial mistake that is unforgettable at this level. He zigged when he should have zagged, and credit to Leon Edwards. He did a beautiful setup. That was amazing, and he won the world title. And now they're going to have a rematch, hopefully, and we'll see. You know, but things change. You never fight the same fighter twice. You can fight the same name twice, but you never fight the same fighter twice. Every fight leaves a scar. It could be for the best or for the worst. And after a loss, very often we see fighters that a loss can affect their confidence. And a confidence is very important for a fighter because you can have all the skills in the world, but if you don't have confidence, it's like someone who has a lot of money in his bank account but no way of accessing it. So for the magic to happen, you need the skills and the confidence. So we'll see how mentally strong is Kamaru Usman, and if he comes back and wins the title, I think it will add up to his legacy even more. So, but it's going to be a hell of a fight, a hell of a challenge.